Hello and welcome to MG Midget Restoration Part 9. Today, as I said in Part 8, I needed help fixing this. So I have fixed it now. So what I have done is cleaned up some connections. So this thing is weird. Hold on, let me pull this thing out to over there. There we go. Now, as I said, this thing is weird with the fuses because it only has 4 fuses. Now, that's quite a bit for me. That's double what my other car has. That only has 2 fuses. But this thing only has 4 fuses in the main fuse box. There are 2 inline fuses that I found, but those seem to be fine. Now, the main problem was this fuse right here. You see number 2 here? That wasn't working. It wasn't blown. It had a very bad connection. So what I did was I cleaned up the connections, and it does seem to work now. And as you can see, this red wire here, that's not factory. And it goes all the way into the car, through the car, into the dashboard. And that is because that is a wire that goes to my indicator flasher unit that I have spliced in, because the flasher unit was, the power wire in it was bad. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, the power unit for the flasher unit, the power wire for the flasher unit is in here. So, if I can open this glove box. Okay, up there is a flasher unit somewhere. There it is. And you see that red wire is the one coming from there. This green one is the old one. And that has a break in it somewhere that I cannot find, so it doesn't work. So what I did was I just spliced that in and cleaned it up, and now my indicators work beautifully. So they work very well now, which is great. But you may be wondering why, if my hazards will work, because they're the same thing, right? If that power was bad. Well, no. I have hazards still. And that is because the hazards have a different flasher, and it's basically a different unit than the indicators. I mean, the indicators go to the thing when it's not in use, but it's a completely different unit, basically. So they're completely separate, and that's why I had hazards when I did not have turn signals. But now, my other issue was that the tachometer didn't work. Well, I picked the right fuse to clean up, to put the thing on, because I now have a tachometer. It's incredible. And that's an electric tachometer, by the way. For 1974, I think that's pretty advanced. And the speedometer didn't work before. I got the speedometer working. The cable was disconnected from the back. I know the fuel gauge doesn't work. Well, it might, but just I don't have any fuel in the tank. Another problem I had was that right there. The brakes. They didn't work before because the master cylinder wasn't working. There we go. They work. Brake lights don't work. That will be another part of the restoration series. But the brakes work. And that is, yes, the original master cylinder. I cleaned it up. I ripped it apart and cleaned it up. And it's looking pretty good now. And, well, yeah. And the clutch, of course, works. The clutch, very good. That's a brand new clutch master cylinder because the other one was completely garbage. So now everything works basically except for the brake lights. I need brake lights, and I can't just run around on this half-gallon fuel tank. I gotta get another one. And this is actually pretty good mileage, this thing. So yeah, all I have to do basically brake lights and the fuel tank, because I need a fuel tank. I'm also running this thing on a lawnmower battery now, so, oh boy. because I could not get a correct battery for this. So I had to do a lawnmower conversion where I basically had to take the battery top post type things and just put on bolts, the bolt-on stuff. So I did that. Everything seems to work now. So that is, let's just say that's pretty good. Now, again, part 10 will either be brake lights or something else. Thanks for watching.